Hello everyone and welcome back. Today is week 2. It's week 2 of the Greatest Gift Quilt-Along, and this week is all about organization. It's about cutting out our fabric and the placement of our fabric. So we're going to work through that together a little bit. Mostly we're going to talk about the best tips and tricks that I use to stay organized, and I'd love to hear if you have other ones. You can put them in the comments. Or share pictures of them on social media and tag us. Use the Greatest Gift Quilt-Along hashtag and share your ideas for organizing as well. Okay, so let's get started on week 2. Last week you got your pattern. Either you have the printed pattern or you have the PDF pattern. So both are fine. They're exactly the same. And you just open up to page 1. So on page 1, you've got the quilt, so you can reference where the fabrics are in case you're swapping or substituting any of the fabrics. And then you're going to, if you are not using Silent Night fabric, which I hope you are, but no, if you are not, or you couldn't find it, I know Fat Quarter Shop has it. I know Missouri Star has it. I know lots of big companies have it, as well as a ton of small Etsy shops and local quilt shops. Thank you from my heart. So if you are a shop, I know I mentioned that last time too, and we don't have you yet on our website, please use our shop locator under fabric collections and type it in so we can get you on our website as well, so people can find you, because they're asking all the time. Thank you. Okay, so if you're not using Silent Night fabrics, if you're using Silent Night fabrics, we've already put the image of and the SKU here. But if you aren't, this is when now you will take a little tiny square or rectangle and tape it over here so that there's no confusion that happens. Okay, so now that we are here together and we know what fabric A is, we'll go over to the next page and we'll use our fabric A. So it says fabric A. Again, if you're using Silent Night, we've given you the swatch. If you're swapping it out, you'll need to figure out which one you are using for fabric A. And you just do a direct swap. So this is fabric A here, and this is fabric A here. And so if you're not using this fabric, you'll just do a direct swap for what you want in those two spots. Okay, and you'll just start cutting. So as you can see, I'll just give you the first example here. I'm not going to read the entire pattern, but from fabric A, you're going to cut 4. So we always put quantities in parentheses. So it's easy to know. You're going to cut 4, 5 by width of fabric strips. So easy. This is why I love to cut at the beginning, because you're going to cut those width of fabric strips first. And then you're going to subcut those into quantity 6, 5 by 10 1/4 rectangles for the camel blocks. So for them. So you're going to cut those in and you can organize it. This is where your organization comes into play. So you're going to come here and you're going to go through and write down what each block is. So what the name of each block is, 1, 2, or you can number them if you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's best if you kind of keep it with the pattern. So you can see there's the sky and star row. There's the camel blocks. You can just go through the pattern and find them up, sky and stars. There's the gift blocks. This is called gifts. This is the Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, baby Jesus block, or you can call it the manger block, or you can call it Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, because we actually allocate the fabrics for those that way too. Mary, Joseph, and manger. And then, sorry, I'll just keep going through here. The story stars. So I'm calling these the story stars because you get to fussy cut in here and show a little bit of the nativity story in each of those stars. And then we have the camel blocks there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have 5 ways of organizing. If you've been here a while with me, you know I love these. So these I just get at like a craft store, Michael's, or something like that. And they are actually for scrapbooking, but I love them because they're a little larger than like 12.5 by 12.5. A nice size fits in here. So you don't have to fold too much after you've cut, because I like to press my fabric first before I cut it. And then I don't want to fold it a whole bunch of times. So then I'll put each row in one of these, or you can do it on a design board, just like this. Each row on here, just make sure it's labeled and you know what each design board has there. Or you can put them in Ziploc bags. Just pin your pin your fabrics and just label them. Just label, label, label. Take your time now. You will thank yourself for the next 7 weeks or 6 weeks as we sew along together. So just take your time now and enjoy this process of cutting and prepping. And then we will sew together. So then you'll just take those pieces and label it. The next one, for example, is on the sky and star row. So you're going to continue with those 4 5-inch by width of fabric strips, and you're going to cut 7. So in parentheses, that's how many you're going to cut. In parentheses, 7 5 by 9.5 rectangles for the sky and star row. So we always try to do these big pieces first, so you can kind of make sure you do that, and then you can cut the little pieces. Best use of fabrics as much as we can. Always try that. So you'll just work through the pattern this week and cut and organize, cut and organize. So it's just great. Now, never throw out any of your scraps till the end. You know, you might want to make an extra one, or you might make a mistake and accidentally cut something the wrong size. So you always have a little bit of extra. We always like to give extra in the fabric requirements as well for that reason. Not a ton, but a tiny bit, just for a little bit of user error. But patterns are always fully tested and tech edited, so no worries about there. And we made it already, so it's all good. So yes, if you want to spend this week cutting and organizing, I will see you back here next week. We are going to do the sky and star row, which is really easy stitch and flip rows. So it'll be a great way to get in. So if your cutting bleeds in a little bit into the following week, you'll have no problem catching up at all. And please do share your blocks or your cutting or your organization. You know, if you've been here around, that I love organizing. We'll always host an organize along. So I'm always excited to see everyone's organization as well. Thank you so much for being here. I am also mentally preparing for the greatest gift coming in December. So thank you so much for being here. This is really, really special. And yeah, I can't wait to sew this quilt together with you for the holiday seasons. See you soon. Bye for now.